It's shocking how...
And she's been handling it alone all along.
You're just...
Aren't you Ningguang's servants? How come you're here?
We are Miss Ningguang's private secretaries. No...
Have you seen Miss Ganyu, Traveler? It has been several days since Ganyu left for Joyun Karst.
Even though the Qixing have made peace with the Adepti after the latter had denounced Liyue, they still want to pay their respects to the Illuminated Ones. They commissioned Ganyu as their envoy to deliver a letter to Joyun Karst. Still, Ganyu should have been back to her usual responsibilities by now.
Is that so? Maybe Ganyu just took a little detour.
I'm afraid it's not very likely. Even when it's time for her annual leave, Ms. Ganyu stays on duty at Yuehai Pavilion saying that she couldn't possibly be using her mission as an excuse to slack off.
Oh, Paimon sees how it is. But she's half Adeptus.
It's because of this absurd workload of hers. When we first heard the three of us would be taking over for Miss Ganyu, we thought it would...
We couldn't have imagined that Miss Ganyu's daily workload far exceeds what the...
Speaking of Joyun Karst, Traveler, I've heard that you can go in and out of there as you please.
Of course! We've been there lots of times.
That's good news. Could you go to Joyun Karst and find... we're saved. I remember Miss Ganyu said that she'd be visiting Cloud Retainer's abode.
It's about time she came back to work.
No, perhaps we should go to Lady Ningguang first and bring up...
So Ganyu left to visit Cloud Retainer. Doesn't she live in Mount Aozang? We should hurry.
In the name of the princess.
You two. I did not expect to meet you here. Is it official or private I shouldn't. I have left the human world. Please contact the Yuehai Pavilion regarding matters
Huh? You don't want to be the Qixing secretary anymore?
That's why you're here? You want me to come back?
What? Did something happen?
The clouds fold and unfold. The tide ebbs and flows. It was meant to be. When the Adepti entrusted humans with overseeing Liyue, I knew it was only a matter of time until I had to leave. My Adepti blood makes me unwelcome in Liyue Harbor. I delivered the letter and came back to Liyue Harbor. Perhaps that mission of mine was just a pretext to remove me. I appreciate your kindness, but there's no need for your words of comfort. After 1,000 years away, I came back to Joyun Karst. Looking at the clouds floating among the mountains brings me peace of mind.
But...
Who disturbs the peace of these mountains?
Cloud Retainer, we're terribly sorry.
One merely jests. One felt your presence the moment you...
Wow, you Adepti really are impressive.
Come here to chat about the old times with Ganyu. It looks like you get along quite well. A matter leaves you at an impasse then. Not to worry. One is exceptional at seeking avenues for conversation. Yes. Since you are Ganyu's friends...
Oh, Cloud Retainer.
Nothing to be ashamed of. You were so cute as a child.
Oh, Paimon wants to hear it!
Little Ganyu loved when the horns on the top of her head were caressed. When one was still taking care of her, one was pestered most often to touch her horns.
Wow.
Plump she was back then. Why, when she stumbled while we ascended the mountain, she would roll down to the bottom like a little ball. The day Ganyu bumped into a pilgrim was the first time she saw a real human in the flesh. So fearful she was that she hid in a rock's cleft for 2 days and nights. One found her wailing of a monster she had seen.
Cloud retainer? Forget it. It's about time for my training. I will take my leave.
One's intention was merely to relieve.
And you did the exact opposite.
Be that so? But returning to Ganyu, most gladdened one cannot help but feel that remaining in Jueyun Karst, one will tell you more about her, if you... Most benevolent among all Adepti are the Qilin. They drink only spring water and eat only whole grain. But perhaps the mountainous dwellings of Adepti in Jueyun Karst might be too lonely for her human side. Under moonlight did one see her last. She stood by the precipice's edge, and upon the mist-veiled mountains she gazed. Her thin figure was immersed in the vast sea of clouds. One noticed her loneliness, and sought to convince her to go back to the human world. But just then, she said thus.
Liyue Harbor feels even lonelier than Jueyun Karst. When I look at the sea of clouds in Jueyun Karst, I merely feel the loneliness of a solitary cloud gazer. When I step into the sea of people in Liyue, I feel the loneliness of an inhuman that doesn't belong in the human world.
One did, by chance, hear this much of Ganyu's thought alone. She will find her predicament hard to conquer.
Oh, Retainer's right. We can't leave Ganyu depressed like that. Besides, anyways, what's that training Ganyu was talking about?
She has sought to reclaim her Adeptus side since returning to Jueyun Karst. At her behest, she should be in the southern part of Mount Aozang right now.
Huh, is that so? Let's go take a look then. So here you are, Ganyu.
Why did you come here? Considering the kindness you have shown me,
Yay!
this trial was prepared by Cloud Retainer. Its goal is to help me feel like an Adeptus again. The training is much to her signature style. I hope it won't make it seem like she is too unaware of the abilities of others.
Is it difficult?
No, I'm aware of your strength, Traveler. The power hidden within you is if you're ready.
Swift and merciful!
Why did you come here? Is that so? This trial was prepared by The training is much to her.
Is it?
No, I'm aware of your strength. If you're ready. If you could see through the eyes of an Adeptus, you wouldn't be so surprised. We've completed the task. I agree. You possess many qualities similar to those of Adepti.
Ganyu, what were you planning to do once you're...
The training's not over yet. The part prepared by Cloud Retainer is only the first trial.
Huh? So there are more trials prepared by other Adepti?
No. The only Adeptus who can unlock my true
Who is it?
Conqueror of Demons.
Huh. So it's Xiao. That cold-hearted loner? How come he's prepared a trial for you?
I found him unapproachable at first, too. But I believe that being able to face... He's already waiting for me. Come along if you're interested.
Of course we are. Let's go.
You're half an hour late. I see you still haven't abandoned the wrongful ways of humans.
I'm sorry. I had a meeting with Cloud Retainer.
I don't need your explanations and don't require any mutual understanding between us. I'm just helping you with your training.
Xiao is such a strict teacher.
You're neither an Adeptus nor a human. Always treading the line between the two worlds. Instead of explaining yourself to me, you should face your true self.
I have nothing to hide.
The body and the mind are one. If something worries your mind, your body can help you find a solution. The trial I've prepared for you will explore the true potential of your body.
Yes. I'm ready.
The trial's begun! Paimon can feel it in the air. Even the weather's changed.
Born of ice and frost.
Windblade! No rest for the... Disappear! He's back!
Access denied.
The wind! A touch of frost. Submit for judgment.
Blaze over. Born of ice. We're waiting, Ice. We're waiting. Born of ice and frost.
Disappear! Forth, my blade! He's back!
All hail! Access to the...
He's back!
Odds revealed.
He's back!
I've completed your trial.
You don't have to report back to me. Seeking other people's validation won't benefit your training. Only you can evaluate the result of this trial.
Xiao always has such strong opinions.
From tomorrow on, I'll start raising the difficulty of your training, so you'll have to...
Have to do what?
Another one of those pesky visitors. I'll leave him to you, Ganyu. It's also a part of your
Pesky visitor? So even here there are those that Xiao can't do.
Oh heavens! Blessed be Rex Lapis! I've finally come upon the Adepti. Are all of you the Adepti of this mountain? Great! My name's Sin Chung. I came to ask for your merciful blessings, O Adepti. I beg of you, please grant me luck, wealth, and a good career.
Oh, so it's a pilgrim.
I am also one of the Adepti. You can say—
Perfect! I didn't come in vain then, although you sound a bit half-hearted. What blessings can you grant me?
Wow, straight to the point, huh?
Dear Pilgrim, you shouldn't jump to conclusions. Adepti don't help every pilgrim for free.
For free? Do you mean that you charge people for the blessing?
That's not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is that everything should be earned through hard work, and it would be unfair to other people if you got everything you wanted for no reason.
Hold on. I've heard this all before. You're just like my old man. Always.
Your father must have experienced it firsthand. The lives of the common folk are riddled with hardships, but are also full of joy. A person of your age should focus on work and family, instead of chasing after fairy tales.
Are you a real Adeptus? Why do you speak and behave like us city folk? You sure you're not one of those swindlers who pose as an Adeptus to cheat people out of their money? Ugh, how dare you reprove me? I bet you came—
He might sorta have a point. We did come here looking for Ganyu after—
Enough! Doesn't matter if you're a real Adeptus or not. You're useless. I'm leaving.
Nobody's stopping you. Ganyu, don't let that guy ruin your mood.
It's not his behavior. I thought that coming back to Juyun Karst and devoting myself to training would make me feel, but being questioned by him made me realize that But I'm unwelcome in Liyue Harbor. As an Adeptus,
It's true! Just—
all right. I'll go with you to Liyue Harbor. If I'm proven right, I'll return to Juyun Karst.
It's a step in the right direction.
I'm still...
Come on, Ganyu! We're almost there!
I suppose you have a point. It would...
That's right! Where do you want to go first, then?
I've spent too much time in the mountains. Let's go for a walk in the...
Happy to come with.
The sound of the waves in this familiar port. The smell of the sea breeze makes me nostalgic.
Ganyu, you didn't leave Liyue for that long. Why do you look so moved?
Well, I used to be so busy. I haven't taken a stroll around here in a long time.
Huh. That's true. Ganyu seemed to be working all the time.
Well, when I think about my time here, I've spent most of it behind a desk filing documents. It put me in a certain mood, similar to the one I felt during my training in Juyun Karst, in fact.
Why, isn't it little Miss Ganyu? I wouldn't have thought I'd meet you here. You were always so terribly busy.
This old man called her Little Miss Ganyu.
Allow me to introduce Uncle Tien. He is...
That's all right. Just tell them the truth. They have done so much for Liyue after all, and
Uncle Tien is a member of the Liyue Qixing, the Tianshu.
What? This grandpa is a member of the same rank as Ningguang?
Hush now. I must ask for your discretion concerning my identity. Fishing in the port and strolling about are the greatest pleasures of my life. In most people's eyes, I'm just a forgetful and wordy old man.
Uncle Tien is too modest. He's been around for a long time. There's no one...
Oh, little Miss Ganyu.
Uncle Tien, a person of your standing should really stop calling me Little Miss Ganyu.
Oh, my apologies. It's not intentional, just a childhood habit. Thank you for looking after me when I first ascended to my position in the Qi.
Oh, so you've been friends for many decades.
Oh, I was just fulfilling my duties as the Qixing secretary.
Talking about secretaries...
Yes, she works at Yuehai Pavilion and she's my junior. How can I help her?
I don't know myself, really. She's all grown up now and doesn't like to ask for my help. May I trouble you to meet her at Yuehai Pavilion? She just needs a bit of guidance.
With pleasure. Solving the Qixing's problems has always been in my job description.
She's back in character, just like that, huh? Let's move then, to Yuehai Pavilion.
I don't know why, but seeing you brings me a sense of peace in these chaotic times.
Indeed, it has been a while, Huixin. I'm flattered, but I heard that you've encountered some problems and came to see if I could...
My father asked you to come, abusing his status as a member of the Qixing to trouble you.
Don't worry. I'm always happy to help a junior colleague from Yuehai Pavilion.
Ganyu's not only a competent secretary, but also a great...
So, what can you tell me about the problem?
Where should I start? I discovered something... There are obvious irregularities in the tax declarations of 2 stores. Second, without any evidence, my hands are tied.
I see. It's not uncommon for merchants to be...
Well, is there any solution you can...
Naturally. I've dealt with similar issues hundreds of times. Give me a moment to consider the best approach in this scenario. All right. Let's approach it this way, then. Your enemy knows you best.
Huh?
If I remember correctly, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique are old business rivals, competing for market share due to... In that case...
I know what you mean, Miss Ganyu. Ms. Ganyu plans to let them expose each other.
Exactly. Let's start with Wanyo Boutique.
Yes, you're right.
Aha! We meet again, Travel. I suppose you're about to place a big order.
That won't be necessary, Mr. Bolai. Wanyo Boutique's credit is not sufficient to accept orders directly from Yua High Pavilion. Should we need to place such an order, we would certainly go to Second Life instead.
What? Second Life? Ugh. That rascal Dongsheng. He's stealing up.
Well, Second Life's credit has always been excellent, and based on their tax records, their business is thriving.
Tax records? Thriving?
Huh. Is there anything you'd like to share with us, Mr.
Don't let that rascal fool you. I know his dirty tricks best. If you don't believe me, show me his tax records. I'm sure I'll find something fishy.
You know Second Life's business so well?
Of course. Ugh, their every transaction makes my blood boil. I'd rather lose money myself than see that rascal make some.
Well then, please look over this tax record. We'll review Second Life's credit based...
Oh, of course. I'll read very, very carefully. Line by line and word by word. Ah, here, I found it. That exquisite wooden furniture set he bought from Fanmu Carpenters at the beginning of the year. Ugh, look at the tax record. Not a word about that furniture. And he kept all the profit for himself.
I see. He must have gotten rid of all the documents related to this transaction. No wonder there was...
I told you so. Just as I expected.
But, Ms. Ganyu, despite all this, can't he just flat out deny ever making this transaction?
He might have destroyed all the evidence, but I believe the supplier, Fanmu Carpenters...
Aha, you're right. Master Lu from Fanmu Carpenters must still have the invoice.
I hope so. Let's go to Fanmu Carpenters. Thank you for shining a light on this case.
Oh, please, that's nothing.
I'm afraid I can't go to
It's all right, Weishin. You can stay in Liyue Harbor and finish your work.
Oh, that's...
Ah, welcome. How can an old... I'm usually happy to take new apprentices, but...
Kingsa really is full of lonely old people.
Hey, I heard that, Flying One.
I'm sorry.
Master Lu, we've just come to see you and ask you some questions.
Don't worry. Why would the Qixing care about an old man like me? Well, whatever.
You're very direct, Master Lu. I will be plain. We're looking for proof that Dongsheng from Second Life has been evading taxation. Dongsheng bought some furniture from you at the beginning of the year. Do you still have the invoice or any other record of that transaction?
Oh, it's about Second Life. It was a big order.
Sure enough, Mr. Bolai was right. Could we perhaps borrow that invoice? We won't...
Of course you can. But... I'm...
What's that supposed to...
I only do my woodwork and display finished. As for old documents and such, I keep them all in a warehouse. But some troublemakers have recently moved there, invading my warehouse. Since you need that invoice anyway, It may be best to get it from the warehouse yourself.
So that's what happened. I see.
I'll leave you to it then. I need to get back to work.
Take back the warehouse, find the invoice. Time for—
Wait, I think I saw one of those troublemakers. Ah, over there.
Oh, Paimon sees them too! It's one of the Fatui!
They must be plotting something against Liyue Harbor.
Maybe they're the scoundrels who invaded Master Lu's warehouse.
Ever since Osial attacked the harbor, the Fatui's reputation in Liyue has reached rock bottom. We won't cause a serious diplomatic crisis by getting into some small scuffle with the— Besides, I can already feel their malicious intentions. My intuition as the secretary of the Qixing.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go teach him a lesson. Just sharpen my spear. Nice and
Frostbite. Cold cut plan. Freshness preserved.
Eat this!
Frozen set. Blitz. No problem.
No.
Nice and spicy.
Oh, you scoundrels!
I think you've had enough. About time you tell us your plan.
Plan? What plan?
We just taught you a lesson, but clearly you weren't paying attention. If you don't spill whatever you're scheming, we'll be forced to use harsher methods.
I'm telling the truth. There's no scheme.
If you're telling the truth, then why would you, a member of the Fatui, suddenly appear on the outskirts of Qingce village?
Fine. If you really want to know, then, well, I was about to.
About to...
Pick berries over there.
I must admit, I didn't expect you to come up with such a silly excuse.
It's not an excuse. I rarely have a free morning, and I heard that there were fresh berries in this area. Think about it. I'm here alone, and Qingce Village is nothing more than a retirement spot for old people.
Judging by how he's looking at us, it does seem like he feels like he's the victim here.
So you have nothing to do with the occupation of Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse?
Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse? Where's that? I swear, I only came here to pick berries. That's all.
So it wasn't the Fatui who took over Master Lu's warehouse after all.
I also feel I misjudged the situation and offended you. My apologies. Our exchange only represents my personal views. If you wish it so, you can file a complaint—
Exchange? This woman, she's clearly aware that the Ministry of Civil Affairs wouldn't side with us, Fatui.
Yes, precisely. As an alternative, you may try to solve this problem with force once again.
Paimon's in!
Darn you. How can you wear that solemn face to a book?
What's your choice, then?
I'll get back to my berries.
What a bittersweet ending.
I made a laughingstock out of myself.
No worries. It's always nice to teach the Fatui a lesson.
Let's keep moving towards Master Lu's warehouse.
disappear!
From One Min Restaurant. Some dining tables and chairs. That's not it. This one is Longshan Funeral Parlors. Oh, so they make coffins too. This one is Second Lives. We find
Ms. I hope it wasn't too much trouble.
I promise to help you, and I'll keep my word. Look, it's the invoice for the transaction between Second Life and...
Thank you so much.
Agreed. How about we go to Second...
Isn't it Huixin from the UI? I told you that all of my transactions are included in the records. My tax declaration. I do hope that my business won't be affected by any
groundless accusations? Mr. Dongsheng, you see, but I sincerely advise that you cease this behavior immediately.
No. I'm an honest merchant. I would never get involved with any fraudulent sources of profit.
Haven't I made myself clear? Mr. Dongsheng, you've already been proven guilty of tax evasion. I just came here to see if you'd confess.
What? Proven guilty?
He's talking without rhyme or reason. Must be crumbling under Ganyu's. Time for the finishing blow!
Mr. Dongsheng, can you tell me what this is?
It's an invoice. I'm Master...
Do you admit to tax evasion? This transaction was absent from the tax record.
I didn't think you'd find out. I didn't leave a single trace.
Indeed. We wouldn't have found out if it weren't for Mr. Boalai's aid.
Boalai? That imp from Wanyu? He's got his own share of dirty laundry.
Oh? Mr. Dongsheng, I'd like to hear a little more about this. I don't think you'll need my guidance for what comes next.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Ganyu. I can take it from here.
That's...
I must say, you're truly impressive. Your enemy knows you best. To think, you came up with this plan and executed it so masterfully.
It's actually one of your father's, the Tianshu's, old tricks.
My father?
Pitting your opponent against their enemies and watching them drag each other down from it. That's how Uncle Tian managed to keep his position in the Qixing secure for so many. I figured that as Uncle Tian's daughter, you'd naturally grasp your father's strategies. So, I decided to use one of your father's tricks and play it.
I can see it now. I'm really grateful, Ms. Ganyu.
Ganyu solved both Huishin's work and family problems.
Oh, you've helped me so much.
That's not necessary. No need to be so serious.
Then let me treat you to a meal. The Traveler and Paimon are invited as well.
All right, come on, Ganyu. Just say yes. Let's eat. Oh, come on. It's just a meal.
If it's just a meal, there's no reason for me to decline.
Actually, I've already booked Senua Kiosk. I need a moment to prepare everything first. Let's meet there in a while.
All right. We dare not refuse such generosity.
Miss Ganyu, thank you for accepting my invitation.
Sure.
That's so kind of you, Huishin.
Truth be told...
Oh? If there's anything I can help you with, just tell me straight away.
Oh, no, I don't really need help.
With pleasure.
When I was a little girl, my father used to tell me many stories. Even though I have the utmost respect for my father, I always admired how gentle and reliable you are. I've only decided to join the Yuehai Pavilion staff because I've always looked up to you.
I didn't know that you think so highly of me.
However, in reality, working at the Yuehai Pavilion, I can't compare myself to such an outstanding secretary.
I disagree. You're a great secretary.
Over the years, I became a mother, too.
Huh? So Uncle Tian is a grandpa!
Influenced by my youthful ideals. At first, I was worried about her. It's not an easy job but after all that happened this time,
So, what made you change your mind?
The fact that she'll have you, Ms. Ganyu, as her senior colleague. You'll help her, gentle as always, and tell it'd be such a beautiful moment. If it's not too much to ask for.
Huishin, I never thought that I meant so much to you.
Just like when you showed me my father's trick.
Witness. It's true that I've witnessed thousands of years of Liyue Harbor's history, but I've always regarded it as nothing more than the source of my loneliness. Huishin, you don't know how important those words are to me. You've made me realize that I share another connection with the people of Liyue Harbor. They rely on me, accept me.
No, of course. You're irreplaceable to us.
That's right.
Hooray! Ganyu's finally cheered up!
Even if I've really been supplanted, I wish to fight for my place. I won't let you down. I'm going to fulfill my contract and keep working as the Qixing secretary. Regardless, I'll go back and see for myself. I'm afraid that it might have all become a mess during my absence. No time to waste. Let's get back to work.
Good luck, Miss Ganyu.
We're leaving already?
Baisha, are you okay? Look who's back.
You even have enough time for leisure?
It's not at all. We've been working for too long.
We wouldn't have survived long enough to see you again, Miss Ganyu.
Miss Ganyu, we've missed you.
That's so kind of you all, given we've only met once.
We've been praying day and night for you to return and take over your duties again.
To us, you're like an adeptus coming down to the human.
Forget all our envious complaints from before. Just free us from...
All right, I see. Please divide the matters at hand into government affairs, business affairs, and civil affairs. I'll take care of the rest.
Of course. We'll do it.
Oh, finally.
Yes. There's one more thing. I'd like to earnestly thank you, Traveler. If it were... To think that I'd gained a human friend outside of work. I'd like to repay you when I'm done with the work at hand.
Sure, but are you ever done with work?
Let's cross that bridge when we come to it.